another important point that I very much appreciated, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, in his book called Sri Chaitanya's and his teachings. I think that's the name of the book, or Sri Chaitanya's teachings. Yeah, Sri Chaitanya's teachings. In that book, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati states that of the 5 angas of devotional service, there's 64 angas, 59 actually, but 5 are reiterated for emphasis. And what are they? There's Mathuravas, there's Bhagavad Shravan, Sri Murti Prem Seva, Sadhu Sangha, and Nam Sankirtan. These are the 5 most efficacious processes of devotional service. In Nectar Devotion, it describes that attachment to any one of these can help to quickly generate bhav within the heart. But in Kali Yuga, it is a fact that these are the 5 most efficacious. But in Kali Yuga, Bhaktisiddhanta says that these 4, namely Mathuravas, Bhagavad Shravan, Sri Murti Prem Seva, and Sadhu Sangha, they cannot be complete without the performance of Nam Sankirtan. No other anga of devotional service can be complete without also performing Nam Sankirtan in conjunction with our attachment to any of these. In other words, you can hardly expect any of these other angas of devotional service to manifest bhava within our heart if we're not performing Nam Sankirtan also. In other words, if we're not surrendering to the Yuga Dharma, which is applicable to every soul who's making an appearance on this earth planet in this Kali Yuga. That means for the next 427,000 years. Kali Yuga is 432,000 years, of which a mere 5,000 at most has passed. For the next 427,000 years, Nam Sankirtan will be the only Yuga Dharma of this entire age. Without performing the Yuga Dharma, you can hardly expect to get the superlative result of engaging in any other anga of devotional service. Therefore, Nam Sankirtan is of paramount importance, regardless of what other devotional process one may appreciate or attach oneself to. He goes further to say that even if one only performs this one anga of devotional service, Nam Sankirtan, which happens to be the Yuga Dharma, leaving aside all other angas of devotional service and only performing this one anga of devotional service, then one will get the full result, the full benefit of engaging in this Dham Seva or Dham Vas or Bhagavad Shravan or Sri Murti Seva or Sadhu Sangha. The best Sadhu Sangha is when you come into the association of pure devotees who are engaging in the performance of Nam Sankirtan, who are absorbed in the Yuga Dharma. That is the best Sadhu Sangha. That is real Sadhu Sangha. There may be other aspects of Sadhu Sangha, but that is the supreme aspect of Sadhu Sangha. If we engage in all varieties of other forms of Sadhu Sangha, but don't come together to perform Nam Sankirtan, don't engage in the Yuga Dharma together, congregational chanting and dancing, in mass, then we're not actually going to get the highest aspect of what sadhu sangha has to offer. Real sadhu sangha, the highest sadhu sangha, is to associate with the sadhus in the context of the performance of the Yuga Dharma Nam Sankirtan. Similarly, you cannot get the full benefit of coming to Vrindavan or going to Mayapur or living your whole life in the Dham if you don't understand the importance of engaging in the Yuga Dharma. Then the Prodamaya covering of the Dham will be lifted. Otherwise, you can hardly expect to actually come to the position of seeing the Dham as it is. The Aprakat Vrindavan, where Radha and Krishna's Leelas are going on even today, unseen to the common folks. Without performing Nam Sankirtan, you cannot get the full benefit of worshiping the deity. You won't be able to actually understand what is the purpose of the deity, why the deity has come here. The deity has not come here just to accept our patrams and pushpams. Patrams and pushpams or no patrams and pushpams, the deity has come to place his favorable glances on our performances of the Yuga Dharma, Nam Sankirtan, and to inspire our performances of Nam Sankirtan for his pleasure. The deity is worshipped in Kali Yuga by the performance of Nam Sankirtan, not by twirling incense and ringing bells. That's part of it, but that in of itself can never be complete without the performance of Nam Sankirtan. And that doesn't just mean that there's the pujari ringing the bells and then someone else is performing Nam Sankirtan. The pujari also has to perform Nam Sankirtan, as exemplified by our holy god brothers Jananivas and Pankajanagri in Mayapur. You'll see them whenever there's performance of Nam Sankirtan. As soon as they are off the altar, then they come out and they join in the chanting and dancing, and that is what is making their service as pujaris or shringaris complete and perfect, is their performance of Nam Sankirtan. They're shining examples. So, in the same, Bhagavad Shravan. If you don't understand what is the actual purpose of the Bhagavad is there to induce you to surrender to the Yuga Dharma. That is the actual purpose of the Bhagavad. The Bhagavad, why the Bhagavad is describing systematically through 9 cantos, ultimately coming to the exposition of the supremacy of the personality of Godhead as the supreme personality of Godhead, Brajendanandan Krishna, who dances with Radha in the Rasa Leela and interacts with his Brajbasi, eternal associates, and those who are being elevated to that status from the status of ordinary human beings, to encourage all of us, Bhagavad. Why has all of this been related to us? So that we'll have faith that Krishna, Sadaisvarya Purna Krishna, Rasovai Saha Krishna, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, his name, who is non-different from himself, who has appeared as himself in this Kali Yuga, is worthy of our surrender, is worthy of our loving attention, is worthy of our devotional efforts, is worthy of our taking shelter. That is the purpose of the Bhagavad. Without understanding that essential purpose of the Bhagavad, then those who are reading Bhagavad or those who are distributing Bhagavad are more or less carrying around heavy loads of paper and ink. You're not actually understanding what is Bhagavad. The purpose of the Bhagavad, the underlying purpose, what is all the philosophy for? The philosophy is to convince you to chant and dance. Because chanting and dancing is something real. Chanting and dancing is the essence, the summum bonum of devotional life. The name of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Who is this name of Krishna? It is Radha and Krishna. Radharani is in a veiled form to increase Krishna's curiosity. That is Parakya Bhav. Therefore, this Mahamantra. Mahamantra is the supreme expression of Radha and Krishna's love for the fallen conditioned souls. To bring them, the fallen conditioned souls, into their fold, into their dancing party. It begins with dancing and chanting in Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement. And it culminates in dancing and chanting in the realm of Braja, in the association of Radha and Krishna, and the gopis, and the cowherd boys. So it's so important to understand. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati strongly emphasized Nam Sankirtan as the supreme anga of devotional service. We are distributing books and distributing books and distributing books. Why? To convince the people that receive the books to surrender to the performance of the Yuga Dharma Harinam Sankirtan as their mainstay of life. Because there's only one Yuga Dharma, and that is Harinam Sankirtan. Other angas of devotional service are meant to be supportive. They're meant to enhance our performances of Nam Sankirtan. They are not meant to supplant to the performance of Nam Sankirtan. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati goes on further to say that any anga of devotional service, any sadhana, can be lauded as sadhana to the extent that it encourages one to engage in Nam Sankirtan. Furthermore, to the extent that any anga of devotional service, even as an anga of bhakti, to the extent that it detracts from one's absorption in Nam Sankirtan, to that extent it can be considered as an anartha or an impediment on one's progressive path to the ultimate realization of Nam. Nam Tattva. So these may sound like revolutionary ideas, but it's not Indra Das who's coming up with these ideas. These are statements of our acharyas. Someone will argue, wait a minute, how is deity worship considered as an anartha? But if deity worship somehow or other impedes your absorption in Nam Sankirtan, then, how are you going to make progress when the deity is satisfied by the performance of Nam Sankirtan in this age of Kali? So that also should be taken into consideration. What is the importance of Nam Sankirtan in the lives of the devotees of Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement?